I have been on a total of 9 cruises before this Virgin Voyages cruise, and all those cruises was on a Royal Caribbean ship. So I will be reviewing this Virgin Voyages cruise with that in mind. I'll be discussing the embarkation process, the room, the sail away, the food, the activities I did on board, the port activities, the cost, disembarkation, and did this Virgin Voyages cruise actually steer me away from being loyal to Royal for good? Let's get into it. If I ever have to fly to a port, I will always fly the day before. So I flew into Miami and stayed at the Hilton Miami downtown. The Hilton was very close to the port. Actually, my room had an excellent view of the Virgin Voyages terminal. Miami had its annual marathon at this time, so keep that in mind if you plan on taking end of January cruises out of Miami. Luckily, check-in times for Virgin Voyages are much later than other cruise lines, so we didn't really get the brunt of the traffic issues that we would have if our check-in was much earlier. The hotel does have a shuttle, but it runs up until noon. My check-in was at 1:45, so I just took an Uber. And normally it's a 7 to 10 minute ride, but because of residual traffic we experienced, it took up roughly under 30 minutes, which wasn't bad because we still got to the port on time for our check-in. Also, if this is your first time cruising with Virgin Voyages and you've cruised with other cruise lines, keep in mind that Virgin does not provide luggage tags prior to arrival. When you get to the port, the porters will have the Virgin tags ready for you, and they will be putting those on your large bags that you'll be checking with them. The check-in process is relatively smooth. Once we received our cruise bracelet, we were then given a boarding number, and ours was 16. Once we received the boarding number, we went to a waiting area. Now, from the time that we got to the port and walked on a ship was roughly a 40-minute time frame, which isn't bad because of the fact that they hadn't even started boarding any groups once we got to the waiting room. So I would have to say the embarkation is an 8 out of 10. Also, since we check in much later than other cruise lines, the rooms are ready as soon as we get on board. So once we got on board, we went straight to our room, dropped off our carry-on items, then went down to the galley. The galley has a food court type of atmosphere, so it has several food venues set up. So I was able to get me a salad custom made. I also had a cute cheesecake. That was nice. So sail away was at 6 p.m. and we still had time after we ate, before the sail away, after we finished eating. We did stop by our muster station to get checked in, which was on deck 7, and that took like 3 seconds because we were able to watch the safety video in the room and take credit for it in the app already. The room stayed in an XL Sea Terrace, 14322Z. If you want a big bathroom, an XL Sea Terrace is the way to go if you're not staying in the suite. The shower and the toilet areas are separate, and the shower is the biggest shower I've ever experienced on a cruise. So I loved it. You can control the lighting, the curtains, the TV from the tablet, but you also have switches near the bed that you control the lights as well, and you do get a TV remote. The sail away. The sail away was awesome. The fact that Virgin Voyages gives out free bubbly, and we had rosé on this one, free rosé champagne, is phenomenal. I've never been on the ship and had a sail away that was giving out free drinks. That's great. Also, the sail away is the time that they introduced the Happenings crew. And basically the Happenings crew, they take the place of a traditional cruise director. There is no cruise director on board this ship. Basically are performers, but they also have individual jobs on the ship. Okay, the food. We were able to make all our dining reservations prior to getting on board. All entertainment had to be done while you were on the ship because you had to be on the ship's Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is concluded, but premium Wi-Fi is an additional cost. $49 for up to 2 devices per person, which is great because this is for the entire cruise. Quick disclaimer though, I had viewed all the YouTube videos, all the reviews for Virgin Voyages, which made my expectations of the food so high. I know it's my fault that I had such high expectations just from other people's reviews. I was so expecting more than what I got. And mind you, this is my opinion, my review. Obviously, everyone else has a different opinion of the food than I did. First night was at Extra Virgin. We ordered the calamari, the meatballs for appetizer, steak and sea bass for the main. Day 2. Day 2 was the sea day. We went to Razzle Dazzle for brunch, and I would say 6 out of 10. We also had 2 shows. First one was Around the World in 80 Minutes with the Diva. Second disclaimer, I had 0 expectations of the entertainment on this ship. So I was pleasantly surprised and loved it. For dinner, ate at Pink Agave. For whatever reason, it took forever for us to get our order taken. And it was a little anxiety going on there because we had an early show to go to at 7 p.m. So once our order was taken, I did let my waitress know that, hey, we have a 7 p.m. show. So we ended up getting our food in a timely fashion. So that was good. Now, the 7 p.m. show was dual reality. And if you only have one show to go to on this ship, this is the show to go to. The acrobatics, the storytelling was awesome. And it was interesting is they gave us a watered down version of it because of the ship's rocking. They couldn't do, I guess, as much of their acrobatics as they could, but 10 out of 10. It was awesome. Day 3, we arrived in Cozumel. We wanted to do the spa that they have because they have some really nice spa areas on the ship. And from the reviews, it was stated that the spa is very, very packed during sea days. So we decided to go to the spa on a port day. And so glad that we did. Had it pretty much basically to ourselves. So we enjoyed the sauna, the steam room, the Himalayan salt room, the cold and hot tubs, and the warm pool area. It was very relaxing and we pretty much had it to ourselves the entire time. Great. And then after the spa, showered up, got off the boat, and just stayed around the port area where the touristy spot of Cozumel, which is right by the ship, and did a little shopping and then came back on the ship. That evening, we ate at Razzle Dazzle for dinner. The food was 7 out of 10, but our waiter, Stefan, was a 10 out of 10. He was awesome, gave us great recommendations for food. He even gave us some information about Scarlet Night. Now, Scarlet Night is the ship's kind of culminates into a pool party at the end, like a celebration at the end. And it was fun. All right, the 4th day was another sea day. And man, woke up to some beautiful morning views in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, the sun rising in the sky, but it was just so gorgeous, so beautiful. I could wake up to that on a regular basis. Also ordered room service for breakfast. 10 out of 10, this room service was great. The food was awesome. In the afternoon, went to Bingo with a Diva. This is my first bingo session that had a show. Loved it, 10 out of 10. Even though I didn't win not 1 cent, I still loved the show. It was wonderful. That evening, we ate at Gumbe. Gumbe is the first Korean barbecue at sea. Now, the seating in Gumbe, if you don't already know, is a group seating. So if your party is less than 8, you will be sitting with other people. The cool thing is they do break the ice by doing a drinking game using soju. And if you didn't drink, you can just drink water. But that actually helped break the ice and it was fun. The food though, I would have to say is a 7 out of 10. The 5th day, we rolled into Bimini. We booked a beach cabana at the Bimini Beach Club, which is Virgin Voyages private area. The day was quite chilly though. The waves was very choppy. So I was very surprised at how chilly it was. I think the highest it may have gotten mid-70s. But the beach cabana that we booked was phenomenal. It was great. You had your own little private cabana attendant take your order, which mind you, the food that was at the beach club was included in the price of the cruise fare. So the beach cabana also came with $100 of alcohol. That was nice. The food though at the beach cabana was phenomenal. I wanted to give it a 10 out of 10, but could not, so I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. And the reason being is because it was not hot enough. It was a little on the lukewarm side. That evening, back on the ship, ate at the wake. The appetizers were 10 out of 10. The main course was 6 out of 10. The next morning, we arrived back in Miami. My flight out of Miami was at 2:15. So I booked a brunch at 9 in the wake that morning. I would have to say, unfortunately, this is like the worst customer service we experienced on board. The waiter took our order, but then about 5 to 6 minutes later, came back and asked us again what was our order. So there was some disconnect there, and we ended up getting our food a lot later than expected. And it was really only maybe a 7 out of 10. I will go ahead and place, as you see, place the cost of everything that we paid for this cruise. I would have to say that I probably end up spending on extra a lot less than what I would have ever spent extra. The pricing of this cruise was actually pretty decent, even though I didn't receive any type of discount. Disembarkation. So disembarkation went by pretty quickly. From the time that we finished our brunch and walked off the ship, it was about just after 10 a.m. I was sitting in the airport lounge before 11. That's how fast disembarkation was. Even though there was a nice little line getting off the ship, it went by extremely fast. Loved it. So I have to say disembarkation is a 10 out of 10. Now, one thing that stand out for me is the guest services during the cruise. So any issues that I may have had, I would just message them in the app. I could shoot them a quick little message in the app, and they responded within like, 5 minutes, if that. Very, very good customer service when it came to that. So I would say their customer service overall for guest services is wonderful. 10 out of 10. So has this Virgin Voyages cruise lured me away from ever sailing on Royal again? No. In fact, I have a Royal Caribbean cruise booked for next year. So I would have to say I liked Virgin Voyages. I would definitely sail with them again. I do want to do a Valiant Lady cruise or a Resilient Lady cruise. I like the adult themed entertainment. I like that it's, the adult only cruise, and it's very laid back, very chill. I appreciate you watching my video, and I hope this review was helpful. If you'd like to see more, please like, subscribe, and comment for any question that you may have. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.